Hello, this is Mr. Doty, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the hand wheel. It seems that I've had a few people ask me, how the heck do you draw those two arcs? I can't figure out how to make it work. What do we do? Well, one of the things that I've learned to figure out, and it's taken me a little while sometimes, but you will get this eventually if you keep doing CAD to problem solve. And what it is, when you need to find a tangent for something, you have to have you have to know where it starts and where it touches, basically. Okay, so basically I have an arc coming down this way, and then it comes over and it comes down. Well, if I find the center of it, I've got it made. Then I can offset it to get this 0.35, 0.375 distance here. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to draw a line. And this is basic geometric construction, finding tangent points. And what I want to do is I know that it touches here and it touches here. And in this case, it's going to touch in the middle of my line, or the midpoint. So what I can do is I can draw a circle with a radius of 1 3/16, I believe. 1, 3. And if you're not sure how to put in fractions, which you can do, you know you can't hit the space bar because you know that's going to be enter. So what you have to do is you put the inches, in this case 1, and then a dash, and then you put your fraction. It works every time. Sometimes I have to remember it because I don't use fractions very often. And by the way, you can make this into a decimal drawing. Just make sure that you use the right precision. And that doesn't mean set the precision for 3 decimals and let everything go. Not everything's going to be 3 decimal places. And also, do not suppress the trailing zeros. Inch drawings need to have those zeros so that we can figure out what tolerance it has, because there's a big difference between 8 and 8.0 and 8.00. I know sometimes they get in the way, and you can't have too many. So you have to look at what are your tolerances. How many decimal places do you need to have? So that being said, there's our circle. And the cool thing about CAD is I can use the copy command, and I can copy this guy from the center of it over to the middle of this right here. Okay? And you're saying, well, what good does that do? Well, I'm basically using a compass on the computer to draw an arc that intersects from the middle of this at my radius out this way, from this intersection right here out this way, and where the two arcs cross, that is X marks the spot. So that's my center point. So then I can do the same thing, copy, go to that intersection right there, and this is the circle or the arc that I'm looking for. It touches here and it touches the middle. Okay, now how do I get the one on the other side? Same way, except what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this circle here and I'm going to move it down to here. The one in the center just stays in the same spot. Now I'm just going to be lazy and I'm going to copy this circle down here to this spot. And now I've got a whole bunch of circles and it looks like crap, but that's okay. I'm going to get rid of the ones I don't need, like so. Now, I'm not a fan of the new trim command, and that's just the way it is. But if we go to trim and we get rid of some things that we don't need, It uses everything for a trim thing. Or, I mean, I could go in and surgically do it like I like to do, but that's okay. We'll do it the hard way. There we go. Okay, that actually went better than the last time. Yes, I've done this before, and my computer won't cooperate. So we're doing it again. And sometimes the second time is the better way to go. So anyway, I don't need this line anymore. And you're saying, well, that was pretty cool. You just drew a line from there to there. Yeah, because, you know, the most direct route is a straight line. Now, you could have told those guys to do that instead of an arc, but hey, got to have some fun with this, right? Okay, the next thing you need to do is use the join command. If you remember that one, JO, enter. It's also up here under modify. You may have to click on the little down thing to find it. You pick your two pieces or however many pieces you want to hook together, enter. Now they're all one piece. So the last thing we do is go to the racetrack or offset, and we're going to set it to, looks like I've already got it set to, I think that's 3/16, 0.188. Well, we'll find out real quick. And, oh, must be. All right. And there is our nice S-curve spoke. And by the way, when you're sectioning this, you need to, don't go by that answer sheet that I gave you, okay? Because it does have one thing that's wrong. The wheel part does get sectioned, so you put your section lines in there. But this is a, you could call it a spoke, you can call it a web. You know, it's not really a vane or a blade like on a fan, but those are things that we do not section. Just like when we do an assembly drawing, we don't section the fasteners. You know, if we're showing, you know, your bolts and nuts and screws and things, we, you know, if they're in the section, they don't get sectioned. Just the materials that are cut, you know, like this hub here, it gets sectioned. The wheel parts here and here get sectioned. Now the other thing is you got to remember that there's a line here and there's a line here because it's a continuous wheel, and therefore we would need to trim these pieces out like so, and there'd be a hidden line right there and a hidden line right there. Maybe something else that you might not have thought of, but that's actually, and that looks pretty good. Now the other thing on the answer sheet that I think I still have on the class is it shows a cross section of this, but if you look at your drawing that you're given, it actually looks like an ellipse. So we need to have some dimensions here, and one way you can do that, besides needing a center line right here on this, you could do a broken section here. If you did a broken out section right here with the revolved section as well, then you could probably get away with putting the other dimension right here. Otherwise, you're going to have to come out either on this side or over here and get your dimension for this distance right here. So either way, if you draw it like this, or if you create an ellipse, which is technically the correct thing, you know, that's kind of what you're looking for. So what you would do is put your center line in there, put this dimension here is fine, and then put your other one either over here or over here. Since this is in between the views, I'd put it on this side. So I think that should get us not too long of a video. We'll see if we can get it to work now. All right, so we will catch you on the next video. Have fun.